How many ads do you think you see every day? You might answer something like 50, 100. And if you really feel like exaggerating, you would say like 200. And the true number is actually 4,000 to 10,000. And besides the discrepancy and how big the number is, what it tells us is that most of the ads are actually getting into our subconscious way before we can realize them. And that is a fact. And the companies producing those ads, they sure do understand that. Because at the very moment our mind detects that there is someone or something trying to make us do something, so trying to manipulate us into doing something or buying something, and detect that this is trying to get something from us, usually money or time or attention, our mind creates some kind of barrier, some wall, a resistance to that will to make us do something, right? And the only advertisement that actually works is the one that doesn't look like advertisement. And that works even for propaganda. If you look in history, the only propaganda that actually worked are the ones that don't really look like propaganda, because at the very moment we realize we're trying to be there's people trying to manipulate us, we don't really get into that. Well, let's look at dating in most cultures. Because funny enough, this is the same line of thought, same train of thought. If you approach someone that you want to have something with, and you explicitly and without no context whatsoever say what you want, you know what happens? The person will probably get uncomfortable, will take a step back, right? And from that moment, anything you say, any type of conversation you try to have with that person will feel like a lie, will feel like manipulation, will feel like you're trying to get something because you explicitly told what you want. But if you share a laugh with them, if you actually talk about life and actually hear what they have to say, most of the times this will not be only you having the interest in that. And at the moment both of the parties have interest in the thing, you don't have to convince anyone, because now you share the interest, share the same interests, you want the same thing, right? And there's a school of thought that says that advertisement only works if it doesn't feel like advertisement. So for a campaign to actually work, it has to be something interesting, it has to be something useful and worth the time of the audience. And although this is true, there is also another school of thought that says quite of the contrary, that for advertisement to actually work, it has to feel like a choice. And this is why most of the times propaganda will feel like you're doing a choice. No, I'm choosing to be part of this party. I'm choosing to support this philosophy, this values, right? But in the background, there's a whole study making you support that idea. And we live in a society, we live in times that at all the times, people are trying to get something from you. So either it's your money, either it's your time, or your attention. Attention is the most expensive currency now in social media. Right? So when a company or a business or a project or anything or someone is trying to offer you something that is genuinely not wanting anything from you, that has some kind of detachment from the results and from what it will give them, you build some kind of empathy for them. They're not trying to get anything from you, at least not at this moment. And this is what differentiates you. What differentiates your brand, your idea, your project. When you show that you only want to help them, that you only want to entertain them, that you only want to give them something useful, give value to them, that resistance that we talked about, it disappears. Because you first got the attention, you first got the trust of the person, of the audience, and then later it won't be a case of convincing them to buy from you. They will want to buy from you. They will beg to buy from you because the trust is already built. They already got the value from you, and they already trust you, they already like you. And sometimes they will even become fans of your brand or your project or even you. And let's talk a little bit about how I'm applying this to GARAGIQUE. At this moment, GARAGIQUE is not supposed at this moment, GARAGIQUE is not supposed to sell you anything. I don't have a product for that. GARAGIQUE is still not a product. I don't have like a print that I'm trying to sell you. I don't have a subscription that I'm trying to sell you. There's no product at all. At least not in this moment. Because the focus right now is to create a community of like-minded people. Of people who believe the philosophy behind the automotive world. The philosophy behind the motorsport world. So I don't care if I'm not getting money from you. If I'm not getting your time. Because the thing that I want is to find people that think like me. That's the focus right now. And later, when we do have a product, that will be a different conversation, because the people who already like the editorial and people who already share the same ideas with me will then want to buy and to participate in that. So it will not be a case of convincing them to buy and not manipulation at all. Why would I have to manipulate someone that also wants the same thing as I want? Right? And there's a phrase that is actually used mostly for dating. That is, don't chase the butterflies. How is it? Don't chase the butterflies, build your garden, and they will come to you. So don't chase the butterflies. Don't chase the butterflies. Build your garden, and the butterflies will come to you. And as funny as it sounds, it actually works for sales too. Because if you build a product good enough, a content good enough, and something that people actually want to participate in, something that people actually want to have, you won't have to convince anyone about that. You won't have to use one technique of manipulation into them, because we want to be part of that. So the focus should be on building what is in your control. And the less desperate is the pursuit, the more inevitable is the result. Okay? So sit with that. Be worth the attention. Be worth the attention before you ask for it. That's the thing. See you in the next one.